Well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. You know it is JJ with you once again. First time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Don't forget about the notification bell so you know when I post the next video. Okay, guys, before we get started, I just want to say really quick, and I want to say hello to the new person that came into the live chat. Hello to you, and welcome to the channel. I don't understand what you were saying, and I do apologize for that because I don't speak your language. But I hope there will be a way we can communicate with each other so we can move on with the channel. Hey, Dakota, Mr. Dakota. How you doing, brother? And Machine, hello there, mate. We're going to, well, I know you're here. You know, you're on the live stream. So, okay, now we get the help and the who's and the how's out of the way. I want to say one thing that I heard went on, and I know Machine brought it up to my attention, but I want to say this. And you guys, I didn't put it on the thumbnail because I felt it wasn't right. I'm not doing this video, doing this live stream for clickbait. I'm doing this for a learning section. But I am going to say it's sad to see that Charlie Kirk lost his life today, and he was at the age of 31. So my heart and everybody in my channel puts their heart out to his family, his children, his friends, and all above. God rest his soul. And I hope they put whoever behind bars, or they give Charlie Kirk's family justice. That's all I'm going to say about this, because I told everybody we're not going to keep this on a political stage. We are a PC channel. But I had to mention this because I felt it was warranted. Machine, do you got anything to say on that?
Negative.
You want
I hope they find him. I hope they find the guy.
You want to put your heart out to their family?
Yeah. It's sad. It's sad day when you can't speak your mind without, stupid stuff like that happening.
Right. I got you there, brother. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, now we're going to move on, guys. Okay, make sure you got your drink and snacks. I got mine. And like I said, guys, if there's some people that come from different countries to enjoy the channel, I don't mind you guys enjoying the channel, but I'm not fluent in different languages, so you have to forgive me for that, and I do apologize for that, but I don't have Google Translator on right now, so. But anyway, we're getting ready to talk about the reason why Task Manager is lying to you. Why Windows can't fix Task Manager. Well, we know why they can't fix it, because they never fix it. So, in my discovery and everything else, I discovered that Task Manager was lying to me about my CPU usage. It was lying to me about my GPU usage, even lying to me about my what do you call it? My system RAM. That's what it is. See, I kind of forgot. So much on my mind today, I just had to get like a refresh, and I got a refresh today, so. And I got my drink. So, let's go ahead and let's dig into, what was it, Machine? What we're digging into?
We're digging into MSI.
Oh, yeah, that's right. MSI Afterburner. All right, well, let's go ahead and just dig into it. Okay, now I brought you guys over to the action screen. Let me see if I can get that that little black thingy out of the way. And we did. So, this is MSI Afterburner. Oh my god. And see, you guys didn't even tell me about the big cursor. Machine, you forgot to tell me about the big cursor, man. What happened? You're slacking on me.
Babe, you know.
You're slacking on me, man. But I'll tell you what. I'll go and make it big, big, big and go, boom, there it is. So, as you can see, this is my MSI Afterburner on my PC. I'm not going to be talking about Curve Editor. That's for another video. That's going to take a little longer. But I am going to tell you that the clock is set at 0. The core is set at 0. The clock memory, this is your VRAM. This is core megahertz, which is your GPU die. And as you can see, mine's set at 2520 megahertz. With the VRAM set at 10,501 megahertz. And pulling only 944 millivolts with 3536C. That's not why we're here. Hello there, fake frames. Good to see you, man. Did you see the dumb person that traded their 40? Man, are you gonna are you gonna ruin the day about that, dude? Look, listen, Prism. Listen to me, my friend. That guy. I cannot comment on that because I thought, just like you're thinking now, that was so dumb. I mean, dumber than gum. Okay. Here, you guys ain't seeing my face enough. That's what it is. The guy, that was stupid dumb, man. I do agree with you. That was stuck on stupid right there. So, for a 5080. So let me get this right. You're going to take an MSRP card at $1,600 and think that's a really good deal to trade somebody for a 5080, which he thought that was like at what, $1,200-$1,400? A 4090. That's running normal.
Well,
no. Go ahead.
Just think about this. That guy that with the 5080 just got a really good deal. Yep. So now he's a 4090 owner now.
Okay. Machine. Okay. Oh my god. I can't believe we're going with this. We'll take the moment. And do this. Okay. He doesn't understand what comes along with the 4090. Everybody else does. I'm not going to say what it is. That's the thing. And he traded for a 5080. A 16 gigabyte VRAM card. Is it 16 gigabyte VRAM for the 5080?
Yeah.
16 gigabytes of VRAM for a 24 gigabyte of VRAM card. That's the first negative no-no. Second negative no-no was that all the software from the 50 series shifted to the 40 series. Except for, but there's something I discovered about that. You know, if you take Smooth Motion, which is on the 40 series now, which is on the 50, you turn that on. I know how much you guys hate frame generation. But if you turn Smooth Motion on, frame generation is kicked in X2 mode. So What happens if you kick on frame generation in the game? That's something I would like to test, just to see if it goes from X2 to X4. That's something that's been riding my mind. But that's not the problem. I'm gonna read up what you guys are writing here in the chat. So if this is your first time watching the video, make sure you subscribe and you get in on this chat. It's going to get hot. So it was also an Asus TUF, oh man, for a 5080s Founder Edition. So you're talking about a blow-through card that he got trading the 4090 Asus Edition? Oof. Like Dakota said, oof. The Asus TUF is a lot better than the FE card. I agree. Why would you want to buy a blow-through card that heats up your CPU and half of your motherboard just for a 4090 that is rocking? That you could do a lot. If I had that 4090, bro, you think I would complain about it? I would have told everybody to piss off about the 50 series. Give me a 4090. I'll put it in my computer. I'll rock with it the next 5 years. Really? So it's also just raw performance alone is putting the 4090 anywhere from 15 to 25% faster. We know that, bro. I do agree with you. Hello there, everything OLED. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. ABC, good to see you. Good to see ya. Would that not lead to blurry frames? Using frame generation on the driver's side of the card and then turning it on the game, so making fake frames from fake frames? Is that making fake frames from fake frames their machine?
Well, I don't know. You would have to use fake frames to get to the power of the 4090.
Yeah, I know. You got to use a lot of fake frames to get to the power of the 4090. Oh. Man, I know that's too much.
I think maybe the 4090 was making his 79 or the 9070 XT looked bad, so he got rid of it.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Okay, the idea of the frame generation. You got a card that's entry level. Let's say you're using the 5050, and you need a little bit of a helper, you know, for your games. That's a good little helper for a 5050. I'm not talking about like for a 4090 or a 4080 or a 4080 Super or a 4070 Ti Super or a 4070 Ti or a 4070 Super. But a 4070, nah, don't need frame generation with that neither. But a 5050 on GDDR6, not GDDR7, might need a little bit of a helper. Just a little bit. So yeah, I could say using frame generation just for a little bit of a helper. But I understand what you're saying. All the big time cards, you really don't need a helper with that. But that is your flavor. You choose if you want it on or off. I just tested it just to see what it was like. That's all. That's all I did. Test it to see what it was like. Doesn't mean I'm running it. It's off in the NVIDIA app. So I run the 4070, so I really don't see a problem. Very cool to see another small creator working. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I've been working hard all day long. My fingers are worked to the bone. That was supposed to be funny. So, I tried to make Machine over here laugh, but he just ain't laughing just yet. You know, I'm getting there, so.
No, I'm eating my tacos.
That's what she said. I had to get that in there, but anyway. Your channel is really great, man. Keep up the great work. I do appreciate there, Mr. Everything OLD. That doesn't mean you're old, Ed. Doesn't mean you're old neither. So, there you go. ABC says, Jensen, the 5070, 4090 performance for the $700. Well, you know what? You can get a 5070 for $600, making it think that it's like the 4070 Super, but without the, what do you call it? I keep forgetting the name of it. The Physics 32-bit, the PhysX 32-bit, and a couple ROPs. But you know what? I'm still happy with the 40 series, so I'm going to keep rocking with it. I have both a 4090 and the 9070 XT. We know you do fake frames. We all know you do. But how come you didn't get that 4090, bro? You could have traded him for what? You could have got a 50-50 and traded him for it. Maybe he would have grabbed it. I'm just saying. Because, I mean, I feel you on that trading syndrome. I mean, that was too much. And while the 4090 is faster, I still like to use the 9070 XT more in Linux. Yeah, of course, it works better in Linux because NVIDIA is not so nice when it comes to the driver series and playing on Linux. AMD is more favored on Linux. NVIDIA is just more of being a pain trying to get them to get the drivers over there. So, but they'll work on it one day. They'll become a big kid, get on Linux and tear it up and say, guess what? We got new driver series. I just can't understand why they put Linux drivers on the NVIDIA driver page and you can't use them over in Linux. Does that make sense? It's for Linux, but you can't use it on Linux. Is that making sense? No, that's not making sense to me now. And those are the newest updated drivers. And we can't use them on Linux. Why? Why Linux? Why? So, I do understand what you're saying. Hello there, Call Signal. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the entertainment center, as you can see. Okay, I heard of a really cool bit of software called lossless scaling. Okay, well, yeah, you can pay $7 for it over there on the Steam site, but that's on the Steam site. What if you go to the Epic site? Does it have one there for Epic Gaming? Or does it have one there for the GeForce Now kind of playing games up in there too? No. So, yeah, I would rather have smooth motion and turn everything off in the display settings and balance everything from the control panel of NVIDIA just as a test. And turn everything off or everything down to low inside of the game. I want to see if there's any control pattern between anything good. Hey, I'm just spouting out with it. So you guys can try it. If you like it, that's up to you. If you don't want to try it, that's up to you. Don't try it. So. Hey, Cyborg, good to see you, man. Good to see you. How's your SSD going? Oh, yeah. Well, you just had to bring it up there, Cyborg. Guess what? You brought it up. We're going to talk about it now. We were starting the fact of how to set up MSI Afterburner, but we'll get to it. We got a long live stream to go through. So just stick around for it. We'll get it done. Okay. I'm not knocking no reviewers or anything else. Do not get me wrong. I'm not doing it. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. You never know. But there was a video that Jay's 2 Cents put out. He says that there was a fix for the SSDs. He said by updating the system, the motherboard BIOS, he was actually able to get his SSD stable. I hear crickets in the room. Crickets. Machine.
Yeah.
Did you watch that video by Jay's 2 Cents? I watched part of it to the point he got to the SSDs, or the point of updating the BIOS and showing everybody, oh, it doesn't crash now. I'm sorry. I thought this was hilarious. It could be true that the BIOS could have triggered it, but what triggered the BIOS to have this disruption in Windows? I want you guys to really think about that. What disruption did Windows Update do to the BIOS? Isn't when after it goes through the BIOS checks and it's stable there, it goes right into Windows? What did the update do to trigger the BIOS to cause the computer to shut down and restart without the blue screen? I want you guys to really think about this. I want to see what you're going to put in the chats with this, because I already went through this with this PC, my content creating gaming PC. I've already went through this. On the last video I made, I raised holy hell about Microsoft and their driver update, or their Windows updates. I raised holy hell about this, which you can't remove the last one they just launched. And if you go to try to remove it, you might as well just think about start reinstalling your PC, your operating system for your PC right now. If you go to remove that update. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you what's going on. Let me tell you what I found out. And the truth to this. Microsoft says they're not responsible for any updates that happen to your PC. There's nothing that triggered nothing. Okay. This is their saying. There's nothing wrong with the Windows updates. Not a thing. That's a lie. I turned around, I put in the newest update, and let me go look it up really quick and tell you what it is. So, which I have my updates paused for a whole month until I can figure out what I'm going to do next. Going into my update history, it looks like it's KB 506, 5426, build rate 26100.6584 that you cannot remove out of Windows. You can't uninstall the update. They made it impossible to install the update. You guys got quiet awfully quick. I wonder why. So, let me tell you the story how I went through to fix this problem until I could figure out how to get the update out of here. But we're going to need it anyway. See, that's a problem. We're going to need the update anyway because it's got the critical updates mixed with the upgrade to Windows 25 H2. So you can't remove it. Very point clear, you cannot remove these updates because it's your operating system that you'll be removing. And the critical update that's there. The only thing that's going to be left is the remnants of that, which you can't remove. I know I've tried. And now I got to go back in and fix 2 of the updates, which I can't now because it's already been overwrote with the newest update, which the newest update screwed my PC up, causing it to not blue screen, just shut down and restart. How I fixed that problem was this. I shut down, the computer shut down and restart. It went through 3 times. It went into, what's the next thing it goes into? I want you guys to think about it. System recovery. So I went into system recovery. I tried to use the uninstall updates from system recovery. Didn't work. Did not work. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, let me go into safe mode and see if I can uninstall these updates. Nope, didn't work. I tried to use SFC scan now in safe mode, and I tried to use DISM in safe mode. Didn't work. So now I'm thinking to myself, oh, I'm really screwed with this because I can't have my PC shutting down and restarting. So I said, okay, I put my brain in overdrive, and then what I did was after that, I rebooted back into Windows. But as soon as I got to the login screen, I logged in real quick and I held down the shift key on the desktop for 15 seconds. Can anybody tell me why I did that and what's the trigger point to using the shift key? Does anybody know? What happens if you hold down the shift key and you click on the start menu and you restart your PC? What does it go to? Recovery mode. So by holding the shift key down is basically holding it in recovery mode. Little fail-safe trick. It worked on Windows 10. So I figured it would work on Windows 11. And it did. It gave me enough time to go into the command prompt to see if I can recover my files for the operating system. Unsuccessful. So now I'm stuck with it's getting ready to reboot because I was taking my finger off the shift key. I took it off, put it back on, and restarted the computer back into recovery mode. And I was smart enough to take and make a backup, or not a backup, a checkpoint so you can recover your stuff. What's that called? Damn, I keep forgetting. You guys remember the name of that? I forgot what the checkpoint is. It's a safety checkpoint. I keep forgetting the name. You guys will probably end up leaving thinking I'm nuts. Okay, so I want you guys to keep thinking I'm nuts. How about that? Because if I go into system, I go into, what was it? About section, I think. And I go into, well, did they take that out? Advanced system settings. if you guys don't know where I'm at right now, we'll talk about that. So, advanced system settings. Right here. And I think you go to user profiles. And then what you do in user profile. No, it's not user profiles. God, I can't. Startup and recovery, duh. Make sure you got everything set correctly on startup and recovery. And this is not where I want to be. All right, system protection, my bad. It's been a while since I've been here, so don't crucify me. So what you do is you go down here where it says create restore point. Right now for the drives that have system protection turned on, which is your operating system drive. So before you do an update, create a restore point before you do any updates. Any Windows update, create a restore point. So this way you can go back before then and fix the problem. So, going back to the main screen as always. Okay. New NVIDIA GeForce 581.29 are out. I gotta check that out there, Cyborg. I didn't see it pop up just yet, but we'll check it out. Thanks for the heads up, man. Thanks for the heads up. So, before you put any update in your PC, create a restore point so you have something to fall back on. And that's how I fixed this problem from my computer shutting down and restarting, was because I already had a restore point made for the day before. So, because I knew something told me to create one, and I did. And I did that the day before. I don't know why, I was just thinking I needed to do it. So, here's the thing. This is how I fixed my PC. I went into system recovery. I went through and did a Windows recovery. And did it from the day before, checkpoint, the system checkpoint the day before. That's what I recovered it from. So I was able to get my system rebalanced, not using the Giza in the BIOS. Oh my God, I keep shaking my head about this. So after I get that done, I restart, and my PC says successful. I restarted the PC, everything was fine. And then I went into command prompt, did an SFC, system file check, and sure enough, I had corrupted files. 13,074 corrupted files done by that update. And on top of that, that update shut off half of my protections for protections for your CPU and stuff. Turned it off. So I had to go turn it back on. And after that, I'm here. We're live streaming. So obviously what I did was successful. After I did all them repairs, just because of one update that I couldn't stop from downloading, because Microsoft doesn't give you the option anymore to install it or not. They automatically, as soon as you start your PC up, it's automatically starting the download. And that's what happened. automatically started downloading. So this happened to me before when when I was on Windows 10. The machine knows. Microsoft decided to boost my computer right up to Windows 11. No notification. Nada. So, hard pill to swallow for me, but just telling you guys, this is the true deal. Now, when it comes to this new update, it screwed everything up in my PC. So I had to go back and fix every damn thing that I put in this PC. Except for a couple things I got to go and reinstall. So pretty much all the apps I had in here, I had to reinstall. Because the drivers were all screwed up, period. I even had to go for the device manager drivers, for all the hardware, and I had to do it all over again. I had nothing but 8 hours of misery doing this. But I'll tell you what, taught me a lesson. And the lesson is this. Pause the updates, and when you hear one coming out, check out what it is, and take and put it into a sandbox, a virtual machine, and test it there to make sure it's safe or not. Do not test it in your actual system. Biggest mistake I've ever made. There's only one other time this has happened to me, but that was on Windows 95. That was a Microsoft screw up. Especially when they screwed up about almost all the drivers as it was. You guys can leave your comment. There's plenty of room for it. What do you got to say about this machine?
Windows know better than you do what you need. Just remember that. Right, Jay?
I guess so.
You don't need Windows 10 anymore. We're just going to download Windows 11. We don't care if it's okay with you.
but the thing is now they're taking the system recovery away. They're putting in a new type of system recovery. You know that, right?
No.
Yep, they're switching out the old one. They're putting in a new one. And guess what? You're going to love this. Microsoft is the only one that can fix your driver updates now. Or your drivers, period. You're not going to be able to fix them anymore. Because the way they have it, if your system blue screens and it shuts down and restarts, as long as you got internet, you'll be able to fix your PC. Because it seems their technicians are going to be the ones fixing your PC. They're AI technicians. So basically, you're going to have code written into your PC through AI. You guys just didn't want to hear that problem. Now you did. But that's not the hard part of it all. You know, my administrator keys, they have what they call administrator tokens. All of my tokens were erased for all my passwords. And they were rewritten by Microsoft. Which I went in and erased all the goddamn tokens that Microsoft put in. And I took them right back out and I fixed all my passwords. I don't know what to tell you guys. This update just really screwed me up. I mean, really screwed me up. And I'm telling you straight up for a reason. And this is not a fictional story. This actually happened. This is factual. And no matter where you hear it from different reviewers, I could care less from what other reviewers do. Okay? If I experience it, I'm bringing it to the channel and telling you guys about it. So, because there's other people that did experience this. I'm not the only one that experienced this. I'm starting to get emails on this. 1 minute, NVIDIA starts screwing stuff up with their driver software. Next minute, now it's Microsoft screwing stuff up with their software. And guess what? I'm just waiting for AMD and Intel. Well, they're already going to be doing that sooner or later. But anyway, you guys know the drill. You know the drill. Looks like the NVIDIA driver update is not a major one. Just for Borderlands 4 in most part, unless I am missing something. Well, then there's no sense of updating it if you're not using Borderlands, which I'm not, so... But I'm still going to update anyway. I'm still going to update the driver for the simple fact I want to see the before and after, you know, between the two. That's for another video, by the way. You don't even need an update to the driver unless you plan on playing Borderlands. I just got done saying that, man. But I'm going to update it anyway. I just want to see the before and after. I know it's not going to change. I know the driver software set from now to the new one is not going to change. But everybody swears that AMD's changing theirs. So why not take a peek and see if NVIDIA's changing theirs? So, the new AMD drivers is more useful for AMD users. Yep, you got it. It's more user friendly for AMD. But I got an AMD CPU processor in this computer. But I might have an NVIDIA graphics card, but you know, I'm going to tell you something. I can always, this donated ASRock RX 7600 can always take a peek in my system. And I can always check it out in my system, you know what I'm saying? There, Mr. Machine, you know what I'm saying? So, either way you look at it, I can put in AMD, I can put in NVIDIA. I just can't do that with Intel. I don't have an ARC card. So, hello there, Papa Canoe. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Jay. Is AMD... Go ahead, man.
Series GPUs only, as of right now, for AMD.
Is it FSR4 is exclusive for 9000 series, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Unless you go around a little bit, and there's programming you can do to get it to run on the 7000 series.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's not coming from AMD's hands. AMD's not the one that did the change. So, yeah, so I'm not, but 9000. Other people might do it as like a little beta thing to, you know, kind of screw with it. But until I see AMD make the change and bring it down to the 7000 series or whatever else graphics card they do, that is something I am not going to recommend. That's just me. Because you don't want to put something in your computer that's going to screw it up, and it's going to, you know, screw everything up, and then you're wind up stuck putting in, you know, a new operating system and starting all over again, and you're going to be mad at me for me recommending that? No, I am not recommending that whatsoever. Not until I see AMD come out with driver updates that will allow you to do that. So until AMD comes up with the driver updates for that, I really can't recommend it. So that's my answer. That's my bottom line. So, but I'm sure AMD will follow suit sooner or later, because look at all what they did with the 50 series for NVIDIA, taking most of the software, pushing it down to the 40 series. I don't see a problem with it. I got a 40 series AMD or 40 series NVIDIA graphics cards. I almost said AMD. I don't know why. I got AMD over there. You know how it goes. But I got a 40 series NVIDIA card. I'm happy with the new driver, the new software that they gave us. So everybody can be unhappy all you want. I love it. I rock with it. It looks good on my 1080p monitors, which I can boost up on dynamic screen resolution to fake 1440p and fake 4K. It still looks good. So, that's a good question, man. And I'm always going to say MSI Combustor myself, because with the different variations of programming they got in there that you can do to test your GPU and a little bit of the CPU, that's the reason why I always go with MSI Combustor.
Yeah, I'm trying to get one that'll give me a result, like a number result, so I can see if it's actually improving it or not improving it. Does a combustor give me a number?
If you watch it long enough.
Yeah.
Look,
like on 3D Mark, Still Nomad gives me a number so I can kind of judge.
I'm not sure. I really didn't look into that, but I am going to look right now, since you're mentioning it.
I'm just wondering,
I am going to open up MSI Combustor just to see, to give you that answer and what I'm going to tell you. Okay, so you got artifact scanner, and let's go to the testing results, or the testings. I think the burn-in mode, let's see what it looks like. I'm sure everybody's wondering what I'm doing right now. Okay, so if you guys are wondering, you can hear my fan starting to ramp up. Probably watching me stutter like crazy, right? Right.
No.
There, that's what I'm doing right there. I'm running MSI Combustor. Remember, I'm live streaming too. Plus, I'm talking live on Discord and running MSI Combustor. And look, see how the steadiness of my speed? And I'm pushing the GPU at 100%. And my average, I'm going to tell you, is about 114 FPS. On an average for a minute and 15 seconds. That was simple. I don't need to have a test tell me the results. You get my point? Or you didn't get it? Machine.
Yeah, I'm watching your test.
Oh, okay. I forgot. Yeah, it's an 8-second delay from you watching it compared to me doing it. Yeah, my bad. So, It's hard to just use one benchmark or one game to test overclocking stability. Well, if you go to OCCT, if you want a stable one, you go to Prime 95, you can see if your PC's stable. If you're checking for stability of your PC, that's one thing. But if you already checked for the stability of your PC and it's fine, then go to any benchmark on Steam. They got plenty of benchmarks on Steam, even the ones with ray tracing benchmarks, and go run it. How's that for you, machine? Uh-oh. Did I lose the stream?
I don't know yet.
Well, I got the circle of death on my phone. That's why I'm asking.
No up so far. Oh, the stream's up.
Well, maybe it's my phone, too. You never know. My phone always acts like a boob.
Oh, he uses Steel Nomad.
Okay. Let's see. Let's do this.
Right, real quick.
Okay, well, it wasn't my stream. Sorry, guys. It was not my stream. It was actually when, you know, it's the carrier service I have for the phone. It just really sucks. Bunholes. Okay. So, Steel Nomad's not good. It's not a bad one. I almost said not good, but it's not a bad one to run. But they got that new one that they just pushed out. I like that one. Let me look it up. Since I got you guys right there, I might as well just go ahead and look it up and hit the channel in the shorts and oh my god. Oh my god. And 3D benchmark. I got so many benchmarks, you know, it's just sorry, I'm acting goofy today. So let's see. Solar Bay, that's what it is. There it is. I just ran that yesterday on my PC. And believe it or not, on my screwed up PC. So, if you're running an older graphics card, I can tell you this much. Okay? And if it's NVIDIA graphics card and you need to use frame generation to help it along a little bit, there is nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in that. Even though it might be fake and everything else, like I said, you do what you do to make your game work right for you, period. So, no matter what anybody says, just do it the way you want to play it, you know. Do it the way you want to do it. I'm not doing mine any way everybody else is doing it. I'm doing it the way I feel it should run. Period. When I play out my games on my PC, I do it the way I want it. Seriously. Is that you doing that, machine?
Yes, that's me.
You know why it's that score? The frequency is down to 2505 and not like mine 2520.
But
Is you have your something imbalanced for your core. Oh, that's right. Yours don't. Yours doesn't come with.
they don't have a core voltage.
You don't have. Yours is not OC mode. That's what it is. You don't have the overclock mode on yours, do you?
No.
The little switch that's on the GPU.
There's no switch on this one.
Yeah. I know you guys are going to say, no, that's not an overclock mode. That's just there. Yeah. Well, it's two separate BIOSes. I call it BIOSes. As long as it holds information in a little chip, it's a BIOS. End of story. So, I mean, frame generation went up 90 to 120 FPS. Okay, let me read this back. Papa Canoe, and let me see what you got here. Fake frames are a really big problem. Like, I tried Chronos, the new Dawn horror game. My native frame rate was 30 to 40 FPS. Ooh, ouch. And when I tried with FSR3 balanced resolution and FSR3 frame generation on my laptop, 3050, 6 gigabyte, but failing. I was getting, when I was playing this game, was like, why so much latency issues and stuttering? I feel like why every new Unreal Engine 5 game developers depends on the DLSS or FSR frame generation. Frame generation went to 90 to 120 FPS. Okay. That's on a laptop, my friend. Okay. With the desktop is different. Laptop's got its own settings. It's its own animal. Let's get this right. Everybody's always and don't get me wrong, everybody always try to compare laptops to desktops. Stop doing that. Trust me. The power rating is totally different. Okay? There are some laptops that are just as powerful as some laptops as powerful as desktops. But unless you're there, I would not compare it to a desktop. Because if you look at it and you're home, if you're using a laptop, it's good for on-the-go gaming kind of stuff. But when it comes to you sitting at home and using your laptop, you should think about really a desktop. Because you can modify it and do a lot more things to it to make it and improve it. On top of being, on a laptop, I know there's a lot of laptop users that's on my channel. And guys, do not take me wrong. I am not criticizing the laptops. It's just the point that they put the wrong programs in the laptops because it doesn't give you an edge for performance. Now, the one thing you probably can do is download WinToys from the Microsoft Store. That might give you a little bit of an edge in turning things off in the background to give you more performance in the foreground. So if you got a lot of things running in the background, you want a switch to turn those off, especially if they're not important vital system components. If they're not, and it's just bloatware and it's sitting in the background that you can't remove, then just turn it off. So the whole idea of that is you're trying to give your system RAM Because if you're running integrated, well, no, you got a 36 or 3050 on your laptop, but you're trying to take that system RAM performance and you're trying to lighten the load on that RAM so you get more performance for your CPU, which gives you another push of performance for your GPU. So they can start balancing each other. So instead of clashing the two, with you got tons of things running in the background on your laptop, and it's causing it to slow down and overheat because all the stuff in the background is just running and running and running and causing your CPU to heat up and get hot. So you need to cool it down. And you need to get some of the background tasks turned off. When you're gaming, you don't need a lot of the background task. Only thing I would say is this: the protection of your PC, especially online gaming, it's always good to keep your protection on. It's not like when you meet a new girl and you take her back to the room. Oh, you're going to tell her, oh, I'm sorry, babe, I'm not going to wear protection tonight. I don't need it. And then she turns around the next day and says, oh, guess what? I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you I got herpes. So you see the point to have that protection on is you don't want to get malware while you're gaming. And it's possible too. And y'all tell me if I'm wrong about that. Tell me about those recent reports that they had with people gaming on Steam and getting malware on top of that. Oh, because they're what was it? Something with the updates or something like. You can't really trust any sites when it comes to your PC. You have to protect your PC at all times. I know you hear some reviewers say to you, no, just turn it off. You don't need it. It's just eating up resources. Well, you know what? I'd rather lose a couple FPS than losing a whole $1,500 to $2,000 device. Now, would you? Play it safe? Other than what? Wanting to screw your system up and just basically throw it in the trash afterwards? Just because you want to play a special game? Come on, guys. Got to use a lot more common sense than that. You know, there's a lot more common sense where this came from. Just like the fact of what I did stupidly by putting in Windows Update without testing it. So this is what I decided to do as a learning lesson. I'm going to build a secondary PC. On that secondary PC, I'm going to have a capture card that runs from that PC to my main PC. So you guys can see what I'm doing. Now, I'm going to sandbox Windows 11 24H2 in a virtual machine and put all the updates in there. And it's going to sit running in the background. The PC is going to stay on. So I can see when Microsoft decides they want to sneak updates in on your PC without your knowledge. I'm going to figure a way to put a capture point every time they go and do and try to sneak stuff underneath your nose. I'm going to have to. After they took and put me through an 8-hour ride on my PC to fix it. You know, I should never have to go through that. Think about the 60 to 65% people out there that know nothing about how to fix Windows, know nothing how to fix it from the screen of death, that wind up spending hundreds of dollars to get their PC fixed by a person that's half cracked, stealing their money, and says, oh, I can't fix it after $400 of bills. Yeah. Come on, guys. That's not what my channel is about. My channel is about to be, is right here and now. This is real time. This is JJ's PC builds time. This isn't about story time. This is about facts time. This isn't about, screwing up your computer time. This is about fixing the problem time. You get the point. Machine, you got anything to say, man? Well, you got to say something.
With your, I still think that when you downloaded the update for Windows, because you had different parts of Windows updates in there, like you uninstalled certain parts and had certain parts in, I think that might have caused the problem, but no better than I do when it comes to this stuff.
I'm going to say, Every update has a piece of the update before. Especially how many updates they put in 1 month. One compiles over the next. They overwrite one to the next, one to the next. So basically, no matter if I put the newest Windows update in now, it's still going to have the part of the other ones. Even if I erase them, they're still going to be in this new update. And you guys can say I'm wrong all you want, but I did my research. So, let's see what you guys got to say here. Fake Frame says, the problem with fake generation isn't about using for lower end hardware below system requirements, but when the game like Monster Hunter Wilds that requires 90% of the PC users to get to 60 FPS. Good point. Good point. Because this is the reason why. And this is the outcome why. They're not going to be able to play it because they don't have the money to upgrade their system. There's certain people in this world that get by paycheck to paycheck. There's not a lot of people that are up in the higher end. The ones that are up in the higher end, they can just buy whatever they want. Now, the ones in the mid-range, kind of, because you got 5%, you got 35%, and then you got 60%. And the 60% are usually the ones that are going paycheck to paycheck. 35% are the ones that are kind of right up there in the mid-class. Now, you got your 5% up there in what they consider the upper class. So, the upper class just buys what they want. It's end of story. They buy whatever they want. But your mid-range class, they get what they feel is okay. Further uses. Now, the ones in the 60% struggle by and, only go paycheck to paycheck, but once in a while they can save up a little money to get a little bit of this or that. So where I stick is right in the 60% rule, helping them, even if it's a piece of software that doesn't cost them money. Get my point? Doesn't cost them money that they could use as an advantage to playing their games. Just as an advantage. Depending on their situation. Not everybody has that situation. Doesn't mean that they don't have to use it. They can't, everybody tries to discourage them from using it and, telling them, oh, it's all bad. No, dude, stop it. Okay? Let me tell you why. I can run frame generation. It does not bother me. If it tees you off that much, then sell your PC. Simple, set and put. Just sell it. Get rid of it. Because obviously you don't understand the other people that are in this world. that need simple things in life. Okay, the ones that struggle. I'm here to help them. I'm not here to tell them, whatever story. It's whatever looks good on their screen. Whatever they like. Not what I like. They probably won't like what I like. That's fine. But that's my personal preference. And everybody else has their personal preference too. You might like what you want. This person might like what they want. This person might like what they want. But at the end of the day, we're all liking the same thing. The whole game. But we play it at our own preference. It's not a big deal. Frame generation is not a big deal. You might not use it. Some people do use it. So when they use it, they use it. It's free software. It's a software that is updated by a company. Do you pay for the software after you buy your graphics card? No, because guess what? It's free. So you can't complain about free. And you can't get any better than free. So what are you going to do? It's free. Use it or not. That's your business. So, I almost removed every bloatware, but Windows still takes up 5 gigabytes. It does. 5 to 7 gigabytes. We know that. That's something that's never going to change because Windows 11 takes usually it's supposed to be taken between 4 and 7 gigabytes. But depending on your system, it all depends. So, I always do turn on cooler fan for more cool airflow for the laptop fan. Yeah, you got that cooler that's down at the bottom. That's smart to do. I know it's the best thing to do. Especially if you got like a 120 or two 120 millimeter fans underneath there. And if you got your air conditioner pointed in the right direction, that cool air can be sucked up into that laptop and keep it super cool. So that way it doesn't have any thermal throttle issues. And you just keep rocking. So, most games are on 2070 Super or 3060 or 6600 XT level GPUs. Most gamers. Yeah. That they are. And you know how many emails I got? People asking me that are on those graphics cards, what's the best one to pick? And by me scanning the whole internet, looking for the best prices and looking for the best, benchmark cards, you know what I tell everybody? Always go with your gut. That might not help you, but always go with your gut. If you watch a reviewer talk about a certain graphics card all the time, and they've been running it for an awful long time, my 4070's been rocking in the same PC when I took it out of the box from day one, on this motherboard, on the same RAM, on the same processor, CPU that is. Not in the same case, I changed the case, but I put a 360 millimeter AIO on this. I had a 240, didn't like it. Put a 360 millimeter, love it. That thing, it's ice cold. It's ice cold right now. And the center of my PC, I always keep these on hand. And guess what? The center of my PC right now is this. That's Celsius. So, and believe it or not, the last time I showed you guys that it was, shut up dog, it was 31. My dog getting out all excited. It was at 31. Now that's at 30. What did I change? Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to tell you guys. I went into the BIOS and I downclocked the VDD. Did a negative downclock on the VDD for the voltage for the CPU. It was running at 1.3 volts. I don't like it being there. I like it being around 1.2 volts. Really, I really don't like it being there. I'd rather have it around 1.1. But now it's around 1.2 and it is on a negative curve down to 1.1. Which I'm going to adjust it again because I want to keep it down about 1.130 and have it down clock on idle to 0.984. Yeah, I like mine voltage to ride a little bit lower. So, but anyway, Papa Canoe says, I think NVIDIA should have been released Dying Light, the beast support on this new GPU driver update. It really doesn't make sense when you release drivers for one game dedicated. I agree. I agree 100%. Machine, do you agree with that? I agree.
Yep.
Okay. Everybody's asking, probably they're going to ask in the chat, why are you so quiet, man?
I'm running tests on my overclock.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I'm posting them in Discord.
Yes, sir. Gotcha.
Oh.
Oh. It's not really a new thing done by NVIDIA. Last driver was dedicated for the new DLC of Indiana Jones, but I think that only first page headline on driver application. Could. But you know what I think? I think that they should have it automatically optimized before NVIDIA has to even do anything. That's what I think. I think they should have it already done by the developers, which they don't. Why do you think everybody's crying about optimization? All they're optimizing is these lower form, what they call graphics cards. So, a lot of complaining, not a lot of fixing, and you see how that goes. Hurry back, bro. Indiana Jones has an issue with the latest driver with a GPU stuttering issue when the GPU is maxed with path tracing is turned on. Yeah. And when I turn on path tracing on Cyberpunk, I see a little bit of stuttering too. But that's no related to Indiana Jones, by the way. I don't play that game, so I couldn't really comment much on it. Fake Frames, I really can't comment much on it. Is because I don't have it and I don't play it. So, but I'm sure other people can comment on that, but I don't really have much comment on that game. I just think it's wrong that they don't give you the extra option of turning things on and off. Certain items. So, Indiana Jones save system is really messed up. Like, if you try someone else save file, it just says this file is corrupted. That sounds like Microsoft software. Just saying. Just saying. That happened on the 4090 and the 9800 X3D, which it didn't happen before the last game update for the DLC. I'm sure you guys are going to debate about this when it comes to the Indiana Jones. Okay, now let's move back on topic. I know you guys can sit there and, you know, you're in the live chat. You can go off topic and talk about whatever you want up in there. But I'm going to go on topic and we're going to talk about setting up MSI Afterburner. I know you guys have tried so hard to keep me away from doing it. Because you should be telling me, hey Jay, you should be doing it on HW Info if you're going to do anything like that. You're right, I should be doing it on HW Info. But that makes good thing for another video, don't you? Welcome back there, Mr. Machine.
Yeah, I'm back now.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Got some pretty good scores. Might have found the overclock I needed, but I got to test games now.
So, rolling, and now you just took me off subject again. So you're in the 400s. I'm in the 300s. Well, you got one 389 there. So what's so bad about that? You're close to my numbers.
Nothing. 107,000 is pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
You got 107,000. I wish I can get 107,000 because I only got 84. 84,269. And you got 107.
That's why I put my overclock on there. See, when I tried 300 on the core, it crashed it. So I know that's
right.
Too high.
Mine
275 actually lowered my score.
Well, this one is done on a 0 overclock. And yes, I'll do one on an overclock. Sure, I'll take it up to 3 gigahertz and try it on an overclock and just, you know, see what it does. So, let's get to the brass tacks of why we're here, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, this is the general properties of MSI Afterburner. Yes, I turn on with Windows, but if you are testing your graphics card, it is suggested, if you're tuning your graphics card, to turn off the start with Windows. The reason why is this: if it doesn't start automatically up and you start it, your system won't crash. Because once you lock in your clocks, and this starts up with Windows, you could wind up on the startup screen and boom, it turns right off again, your computer. It crashes. It could continuously go into a crash mode until you go into system recovery. So it's good to know that you turn your start with Windows off when you're overclocking. Jay, in your opinion, which FPS meter is good?
On Steam.
Which FPS meter is good?
The Steam overlay is not very good.
Yeah, I agree with Machine. Steam overlay sucks. Because it's mimicking the task manager. It's not giving you an independent testing result. You need the testing result to be independent of Windows itself. You need it strapped to the API itself to get a decent, clean result. Nobody's told me yet that MSI Afterburner is bad. Everybody says, oh, you could lose a couple FPS by leaving the display setting on, and you can lose a couple FPS. If you want to know the answer to that, it's true. You can lose 10 to 12 FPS while leaving the overlay for MSI Afterburner on. How I know this is because the only way that happened is in Vulkan or OpenGL. Now, when it comes to DirectX, no, that hasn't happened. I haven't seen that yet. So, that's why we're doing the MSI Afterburner overlay. I turn this start with Windows off while I'm testing the graphics card. And once I'm done, I turn it back on. So that way my settings are saved. So when I start my PC up, it starts MSI Afterburner right up with it. Does it slow down my PC when I leave it on like that? No, it has not slowed down my PC. So, see, and you know, you got hardware control and monitoring. You got enable low level IO driver, which I like that. Enable low level hardware access interface. It's in user mode, of course. Restore settings after suspended mode. That's not bad. Unlock voltage control, unlock voltage monitoring. I do not use force constant voltage. I do not use that, period. And everything else down below, I don't even check it. Says check available for beta versions. I do not run any beta versions. Well, can't say I didn't. You guys are going to bust me on that. You're going to say, well, Jay, you had the NVIDIA app. That was a beta version. Yeah, you're right. I'll admit that. I did have that on there. But it didn't give me a bunch of crap like everybody else. So, took the good with the bad. So, moving over to the fan section. I have it set to force fan speed update each period. And I have it set override 0 fan speed in hardware curve. So my curve is already set. As you can see, starts at 50, goes all the way up. But the 0 fan speed, no. The fans never kick off. They just run at a very slow speed. Don't ask me why I have it set here, because I can tell you it sits right here in the 70 to 80% range all day, all night. So, but just showing you this because so you can see you can set up a fan curve for your GPU with no problem in MSI Afterburner. It has its plus sides. I only use beta versions of MSI Afterburner since it helps Zen 5 CPUs get support with Riva Tuner. You're right. You can get Riva Tuner with it. You can run Riva Tuner with it, and you can use, because it's free. And Riva Tuner runs between HW Info and, believe it or not, I think Intel Present Mon runs it on it too. And there's a couple others I can't remember. So, good point. So, let's move on. I always run my temperature in Celsius, because that's like the new normal when it comes to PCs, running it in Celsius. Nobody runs in Fahrenheit. See, when I cooked all this years, I cooked in Fahrenheit, not Celsius. So this is something over a period of time I had to learn to use. When it comes to PC and building and all that, you had to learn to do it in Celsius, because it's universal around the world. Okay, moving on from the fan curve, monitoring. As you guys can see, I have the monitoring set up for the frame time machine. This is where you were stuck on the frame time.
Okay.
See, if you look at how I got mine set up, it should be how yours is set up. Okay? It should be how yours is set up for the frame time. Okay? The text and graph, I got these two showing, 6x6 font, the bar chart, and I put override group name right there, and I frame time there. So I overrode that. So everything else should look the same. Okay? You with me so far on that?
Yeah.
So, in core clocks, you can do the same thing. Give it override the graph name and graph number, group number, group name, the group name, and the graph name. I rewrote both of those to make it work. Same thing with frame time. But I didn't override the graph name. But I did the group name. So. But you're trying to figure out why doesn't it work? How do I get it to work? Well, if you follow this right here in setting it up, and then, you know, make sure you're on, when you go over here to on-screen display, I put F10 as my toggle to turn it on and off. Okay. F9 is to turn it off, but seems F10 works for both. And, you know, you don't need that. See, to show on-screen display or hide on-screen display, you really don't need that. The toggle on-screen display, I got one that I use F10. You guys hear me use the F10 key. That's the F10 key I use to toggle that on and off for that. Now, benchmark. See where it says begin recording, page up, right? And see where it says end recording, page down. The only way the actual frame time works correctly is when you begin recording and then you end it. That's the only time it really works. For some damn reason on this you got to turn on the begin recording for the frame time. Does that make sense to you? Don't ask me why. I have no idea. So, and yes, I know we're moving on a little bit quicker, guys, but screen capture, I got BMP. Screen capture, I got none because I ain't capturing the screen. Because all I got to do is hit print screen on my keyboard and I can capture the whole thing on my main PC. So I don't have to worry about that. You got video capture. I don't set it up because I don't use it. And then you got your profiles. I just got hardware settings, but no profiles, nothing assigned. And your user interface, that's this. This is what you see in front of you, which you can change your user interface if you want to. So if you don't, and leave it alone. But if you don't, and you get this one, I figured right here is the best one to get all the pieces. This is what I use, because I like getting all the pieces. So it's pretty much cut and dried. Pretty much cut and dried. But setting up your monitoring, it's really simple. Like I got all mine in a row. Right here. See, I got all mine in a row. They're all set up, ready to go. Like frame time, that's going to be on top and it's going to be on bottom. Because if you look, it says right here, machine, it says NOSD, right? On-screen display. Follow what I'm saying. You'll see it in a minute. On-screen display. Text and graph. You can change that and you can either do text or the graph. If you want that bar graph that goes across, you know what I mean? Machine. You know that bar graph that goes across and you see all them wiggly lines?
Yeah.
That's the bar graph. I do both. I did both. Okay, I did text and graph. Okay, so if you follow what this says, and then it says, well, it can't, it says LCD right here. Show in Logitech keyboard display, LCD. 6x6 fonts. Okay. And as far as show it in system tray, I left that off because I don't need to show it down in my taskbar. System tray is taskbar on your desktop. So you set the graph limit, which goes from 0 to 50. I didn't have to set the graph name, but it's automatically frame time. That's why you see frame time at the top. And then you see frame time in milliseconds. That's what I put. Override group name. The layer graph color is green. I can change that to whatever color out the letters I want. And everything else is off. So that's pretty much it. And it's not hard to set up. Your core clocks, same thing. You know, if you want it in the system tray, you know, the task bar on your desktop, you can turn this on or turn it off. That's up to you. I turned it on. Yes, it's a different color. It's in text. But to show it on the system tray, you do not want it in a bar graph. It makes no sense to put it as a bar graph because it looks like doo-doo. So, anything else you guys are saying, say it. Sorry. Anything you guys got any comments on this, let me know. It's not hard to do this. This is simple stuff. This is cakewalk stuff. This is something that you can do in 5 minutes. Well, not 5 minutes. Actually, if you fine tune it and thoroughly set it up, it'll take a couple hours. So, but, well, I'm going to admit, mine took me more than a couple hours. Mine took me about, how long did mine take me, Machine?
I don't know. It took a while.
Oh, yeah, it took a while. That's because I wanted it a certain way. Sorry, I'm just picky like that. So, basically, that's it. Now, you guys got any questions on this at all? And the last thing that, yeah, Fake Frames was bringing up about Riva Tuner. So, let's bring up Riva Tuner. Riva Tuner. This right here, this is your screen. This box right here is your screen. You can take this and move it anywhere you want on your screen. And this is where your on-screen display preview is going to be. So basically, your on-screen display is positioned wherever you want it by putting it here. Sometimes this will go off screen depending on if you're running 1440p or 4K. So at 1080p it'll stay within the box.
And DSR does that, by the way.
Yeah, dynamic screen resolution does that. You are correct about that. And I have it mine start with Windows. This says show on screen display. If I turn it on, what does it show? Dunk hole. It doesn't show nothing. So you don't need that on. But I'll tell you what I did find out. If I turn on-screen display on that, and then I hit F10, guess what? It shows up. And I have to show you guys in a different way. So basically, I will show you. See right here? That's the NVIDIA app right here. F10. And I'm not even in no game. I'm not even in no game. That's just with the NVIDIA overlay. When you turn it off, guess what goes away? When you turn it on, didn't show up that time. Yay. You think I fixed it? Yeah. Maybe I fixed it. Maybe that would be happy with that right there. But anyway. So. And yes, I was turning this off. And I was turning this on. And now it's not popping up. I guess that fixed it. So I'll turn this off. But you guys seen I wasn't crazy in doing that. So so since I'm not crazy, I'll move everything back over so I can see correctly. Okay, so what did you think about that machine?
I got mine set up, the re-returner like yours.
Did you get the 1%
Pretty
lows?
much set. Yeah, it's up and running now.
So what was the
No,
fix?
no. The 1% lows are not working for me.
Remember, you have to turn recording on and off to get that to work. I just used the page up and the page down button for that. I just programmed it with the page up and page down button to get it to work correctly. It's like a reset button for some reason. That's like a little bit of a glitch with Microsoft Afterburner. Or not Microsoft, MSI Afterburner. So, okay, so what I need to do now there, ladies and gents, I need to take this big cursor and make it smaller. There. Yay. So, now we got a good look about MSI Afterburner on screen, but you guys want to know about the on screen. Okay. Let me try to do this and pray to God it doesn't crash. Uh-oh. Cyberpunk update, guys. Cyberpunk update. Okay. So there are other benchmarks. Let me remember which ones it was there, Machini. Let's see. Is it still in here?
Didn't have an update for Cyberpunk.
Did you get an update?
No.
Okay. Let's see. I just did, so I don't know. Okay. This is a massive update, new scenes, more features, Unreal Engine 5.111. Okay, so now I'll show you guys when I'm done. This is easy bench. Not saying it's going to be the best in the world on benchmarks, but we can take a gander. And we can launch it and see where it lands. And it landed on my main screen. I'm just making sure it launches first. Okay, so let's see.
The bathroom.
Did you go to the bathroom?
No, telling my dog to go.
Oh.
No, he's not interested.
Okay. Well, sorry to hear that. Okay.
That's where he gets his butt scratches.
I had nothing to do with it. Okay, as you guys can see, I don't think you can. You guys see? Can you see, Machine?
Hasn't caught up yet.
Let me do this.
It's showing Easy Bench, showing your Steam
Right.
so far.
Well, let me do this.
And now it's showing your OBS.
Yeah. Well, let me do this.
Okay, now it looks like a box on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that is.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So as you guys can see right here, I already have my MSI after. I could move it if I want. I can take it off like that. This right here, Easy Bench Benchmark Beta. Okay, you can pick whatever scenes you want. You want GPU particle, if you want photogrammetry, you can run 1440p, you can run 20. I'm gonna hit it at 2160. Just for giggles. And it's doing the NVIDIA RTX 4070. And it is set at Ultra Performance. I am going to set it at Balanced. And hit start. This ought to be interesting. And give it a moment to balance. Boy, it looks like it just put everything all over the place now, didn't it? Wow. Y'all think that was a great idea now, don't you? So, I guess not. So, let's stop that. There. Don't worry, I will get it. I will get it. Give me a moment. Okay, I need to think this through. Still with me, machine?
I am.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Think.
Trying to get it to fit to screen?
No.
What are you trying to do?
We'll find out in a minute. Okay. Since I'm trying to figure this out, which I will, because I know you guys are going to say, Jay, you haven't figured it out yet. Hopefully everybody's still watching the live stream. Everybody's still watching the live stream, right? Damn. Only way to make sure everybody's watching the live stream is if I move things around. Okay.
You got 10.
Okay, now I can see what you guys are saying. Let's keep it at 1080p. And pray that it works. There it is. So, that's pretty cool, isn't it? You'll see it in a minute, machine.
Okay.
See, watch, when I hit page up, it resets the 1% lows. Now it's screen recording. My GPU's running at a 99%. I am using only 5 gigabytes of VRAM. And if you want to know a test result, is that good enough for you?
Does it have a result when it's done?
You got to watch the video.
Okay, there's a score. Okay, yeah, there's a score.
You see everything that's there? That gives you everything you need to know. And as you guys can see, the test dates that I've done this, look what it says. 2023, 2023, 2023. I did this in 2023. That's how long I've had this testing suite. This shows how much RAM I have, how much cores I got in threads, shows you what GPU I'm using, shows how much memory I'm using for the system memory, shows you I'm running at 1080p, the maximum FPS, minimum FPS, shows you the median FPS, shows you the average milliseconds in frame time, shows you the average frame times, and shows you the total frame times. So, good test, isn't it? And they have one for 1440p, 4K, ultra wide 1440p, and super ultra wide 32.9, whatever. But you guys get the point. So you guys get the point, chop, chop. So, now that y'all get the point, now that I made the point, let's see. Let me move everything back to where it needs to be. It's called a shuffle. I'm shuffling everything. Okay. Confusing, but it works. Let's see. And you seen what that was, right? Machine, that was easy bench. How do you like that one? Machine.
Here.
How did you?
I'm downloading it now.
Oh, you liked it, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I just want to, I can see what my score is on the 1080p.
Yeah.
An idea where I stand.
I thought it was pretty cool. I figured I'd just put that out there. Since if you guys were wondering where you can get, there's many benchmark suites that you can use with Steam. Okay, many of them. If you're just testing your PC on stability, not so much the benchmarking, just testing it on stability, they got a lot of testing suites for stability. So you could use it, you can enjoy it, you can do whatever you want with it. That's the information out there. That is what's going on. So, and I'm getting low in juice. So, once I get done with the juice, which I'm doing now, putting the juice in the bottle, and that's the end of the juice. And no, it's not liquor. I don't have my regular water, dude. And no, I'm not crazy neither. So, I kept everybody's attention going for 2 hours. It seemed like it worked really well. Is there any questions about MSI Afterburner that anybody has? Post the comment on the video or the live stream. If you didn't catch the live stream, you can rewatch the live stream, and you can post a comment on the live stream, or if you're on the in the live chat, you can post a comment too. I'm always watching it, you know. And I'm not bugging everybody like everybody else in the U-boob industry, telling everybody hit those super chats. I ain't doing that. You want to? That's up to you. It's there, believe it or not. If you want to, that's up to you. But just remember, every little bit helps the channel. Just saying. So, anybody got any questions? Machine, do you have any questions?
Nope. Now I know how to work the 1% lows and everything. That's the only one I had. I got the frame time graph working.
So you're good with it?
Yep.
Does anybody else on the live stream have any questions or concerns? You guys got any concerns? Let me know. That's you guys got quiet really quick. You guys were hot in there chatting, and you know, you just kind of quit. So I'm just wondering why. Why is everybody so quiet lately? Why, everybody? Why are you quiet? So, okay, my little take on everything that happened this week. Microsoft screwed the pooch. Phison screwed the pooch. One, they didn't fix their firmware. But, guys, here's the good thing about Phison. Said, what was it? It was not the retail firmware was the problem. It was, what was it? The engineer sample that was sent with the testing of the SSDs. There's an engineer sample that was sent with Phison controllers that was causing the issue with the Microsoft update. People were still using the engineering sample of the firmware that was causing the problem. So they say. But how can you say that when Jay's 2 Cents used a retail version and had that problem? So it looks like it was a bunch of mix of both bags. One, engineer sample. Two, retail sample. Which one's the engineer sample? Everybody just twiddle their thumbs. Which one was the engineer sample? Which one? What date? What time? What kind of operating system? What kind of PC build did you have? When? Why? What is it? What time did it happen? There's many questions being answered or being asked over this problem with the SSDs. So the answer is update your firmware through the manufacturer's software for your SSD. Like I got Crucial. They have what they call the Crucial Executive Suite. You have Samsung. They have what they call Samsung Magician. You can update the firmware that's on these immediately. As soon as you get Windows set and done in your PC, set up the firmware for your SSD. Get that done. Get the firmware updates put onto the SSD, and you shouldn't have a problem. Now, if you think your BIOS of your motherboard is the problem, your UEFI BIOS, I'm going to tell you guys it's not a BIOS issue. And if your BIOS corrects the issue, and it corrects a software issue, and you know, I hate to tell you this, BIOS is a hardware issue. It's hardware to software. It's a balancer for your hardware to software. Windows is a software to hardware. So, if the Windows update, which is software to hardware, was the issue, then the only way to correct it is what? Restoring the operating system, overwriting the update, the problem area of the update. So you have to restore it to rewrite the update over the update from I almost said AMD, from Microsoft. Does that make sense, Machine? You're taking the current update that Windows update you did with Microsoft. You're rewriting over that update. By rolling back and doing a refresh of your system drivers and your whole system files in general. You're just overwriting that file, that corrupted file, by doing a system rollback. If that makes sense to you guys, I'm trying to do my best, trying to get it to the right terminology that you can understand. But in my mind, the terminology is always twisted. I always have twisted minds. When you got people that build systems, that engineer stuff, the mind gets twisted. It's just totally ground and twisted. And we know what's going on inside our heads, but it's hard to put it out on paper, trust me. I did it once. Man, it was scary trying to do that. Take what's out of my brain and put it on paper. It scared the hell out of me, truthfully. But anyway, you guys got the point. So, and if you guys got any questions, you can always leave a comment on the video, or you can be a Discord member if you wish. And you wonder yourself, how can I be a Discord member? Well, what we can do is we can set you up and get you a link, and we'll send it in the live chat for the stream, and we will post it as a pinned message. So there you go. If you want to become a Discord member, we pin the message for you. So this gives you the opportunity to become a Discord member. So I'm gonna see who's joining in. Who we got? Oh, we got Kenny. Hey Kenny, good to see you, Kenny. Okay. We got Chubber Elm. Good to see you. Welcome to the Discord. And we just got a whole bunch of people coming in. That's good. That's good. That's great. That's great. So, welcome to the live stream, or welcome to Discord, and welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to JJ's PC Builds. Period. Welcome to the family. End of story. Okay. Now I got that off my chest, so everybody knows. And I want to thank all the people that subscribe to my channel and the ones that are watching the channel that want to become subscribers. Don't let the boat pass you by, because if you get on Discord, guess what? That's where all daily live action happens. So if you want to be a Discord member and you're not able to see the live chat and the URL for that, just leave me a message on the video. Say, hey, I want to become a Discord member. And I will send you personally a link to the Discord. So, just to let you know, I do that for a reason. And I'm going to tell you why. So that way you know I'm active on my channel. If I send it personally to you, you know I'm active on my channel. So this tells you that I am engaged with, not engaged. No. We're not getting married. I had to put that in there, guys. I had to put a funny in there. So, no. Just to let you know, I'm active and I'm always on top of the ball. And yes, I know I got a couple messages on some videos today that I need to attend to. But I'm attending to you guys right now as it is. And I'm taking care of business. And pleasure. Not pleasure. Damn. Why do I always say the wrong things? Machine, help.
What?
I'm throwing myself under the bus. You should be grabbing me and pulling me from under the bus. So.
Sacrifices have to be made, you know.
Sacrifices have to be made. See, thing is, MSI Afterburner has more than one function. It's great to use for different functions that it has, and it'll help you out in the long run, even though that you think it cost you a couple FPS. Get over it. Simple. 2 FPS is not going to kill you. The only difference I see is a couple FPS. That's on my system. So, I don't see much of a difference. Not for me, I'm not going to cry over spilt milk for a couple FPS. I'm happy even if I get over 100 FPS. I'm even happier if I get over 200 FPS. I'm tickled pink if I get over 300 FPS. And if I go beyond that into like 1,000 FPS, I'm on the floor. Oh, I'm on the floor. I passed out from excitement at 1,000 FPS. Maybe one day, AMD, NVIDIA, and Intel, and all their AIB partners will wake the hell up and give us that kind of frequency of, guess what? What's it called? Performance. They give us that hell-bent level of performance that we can get 1,000 FPS. That we don't have to struggle with all this nonsense. Nickeling and diming us 60 FPS here, 40 there, 50 there. You know what? That's a bunch of bullshit. Nickeling and diming us to give us 40 or 50 FPS on a graphics card that costs $1,000? Are you nuts? And we can't get the visualization because this new graphics card that's supposed to have a lot of VRAM and everything else, visualizations look great, but it runs like crap. Visualizations look great on a very expensive $2,000 graphics card, but it runs like crap. Simple fact, it gets 30 to 40 FPS on 4K. And you can't get what you want anyway, because when you do, the performance is in the toilet. Especially even with the 5090. And you want all that eye candy. Guess what happens there? Performance is definitely in the toilet. So, you can agree with me, or you can disagree with me, or you can say, well, we just don't know. But what I do know is, and I'm going to tell you guys, it's been a couple hours, and I spent a lot of time with you tonight. Hopefully we got something accomplished. And I hope you guys are enjoying the live streams that I've been doing quite often. Just let me know if you're enjoying them or not. Because if you're not, then I'll just stop doing them. What do you think, Machine? Just stop doing them?
No.
Oh, I had to throw that in there under the school bus kind of thing. You know, I had to. But anyway, you guys got the idea. You guys got the point. You guys seen how MSI Afterburner works, and it works well. It'll give you what you need. But I would suggest the most recent one that they just put out there, I would not use that one. The one before that, if you can get your hands on it, will be right at the right spot for you. Because it seems that over in Russia, they built MSI Afterburner, and the creator is in Russia. So, and right now with all the jizz going on, I don't know if they're able to work on it or not. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? Maybe you guys can find out for me and let me know in the comments. It would be appreciated. And also, too, before I go, I want to say thank you guys again for hanging with me for the last couple hours. It's been awesome. And also, too, keep in your mind, your hearts and prayers for the family that lost one of their loved members, Mr. Charlie Kirk. Sometimes he can seem like, you know, he can dig underneath people's skins, but you know what? He's human. He's an American. And even if he was from a different country and the same thing happened to somebody over there too, I would put my hearts and prayers with them always. Because we're all human, and we all need to start acting like we're all human instead of acting like animals. But instead of me being an animal and try to tell you guys that, if this is your first time here, oh, by the way, I forgot. Machine, did you want to say anything to everybody before we go?
Nope. Just glad I got the MSI overlay working properly.
Right on, right on. Okay, well, as long as you got it rocking, that's what matters, right?
Yeah, it's rocking.
Okay, well, we're going to do this. If this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget about the like button. And don't forget about the notification bell so you know when I post the next video. Until the next time. The next time and the next video. You know what it is? We'll see you on the next one, guys. Be safe and sleep well when you get there. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. So take care. We will see you on the next time and the next one.